Okay, Mr. Chinedu, after I spent 12 billion naira in Olympics, I know I came home with nothing. Nigerians, please forgive me. Please forgive me. These are the statements of the sport minister. What's your take on this?
I said we should forgive him when we know that a certain athlete somewhere in that Olympics have to borrow bicycle so that he can compete.
They forgot it back at home, that's why.
Those facilities were not provided. Instead, the 9 billion or the 12 billion or whatever billion.
12 billion naira.
12 billion naira wasted. And we heard in the news that a certain athlete will have to go and borrow bicycle so that he can compete with others in that Olympics. That is Nigeria. So it means that the government themselves are not holistic in terms of trying to advance Nigeria in all ramifications. Bro, you cannot run a society without socialism. You cannot run a society without welfareism. You cannot run a society without federalism. You cannot run a society based on incompetency. You cannot achieve anything. It is a disgrace to the most populous black nation in the world to have gone to Olympics and was looking for bicycle to borrow to compete. And we are just hearing that a certain amount of money running into billions of dollars was budgeted for that. If I'm the president of this country, I would arrest the sports minister and all the people that are involved.
But the president said that they should give him more time. That is just new. He didn't have enough time to prepare.
This thing does not require the presidency to intervene. Just 2 days or 3 days or less than. It is a structure that has already been set in place that can be reviewed for a better result, that can be checkmated for a better result, that can be put in a position of advancement, of continuous advancement. That is the sports ministry should be able to handle that. Bros, all these things they are doing, we know that Nigeria, Obasanjo said it, not even a bomb is we are sitting on a bomb, complete bomb, not a cake of gunpowder. In all ramifications, it used to wonder me sometimes if the street does not produce the stars by hook or crook, the government structure cannot give Nigerians stardom. And you said but maybe everything they're even saying that maybe we'll turn Asu Rock to pilgrimage. Every Nigeria will start going to be praying. I'm telling you, we need to turn Asu Rock now to pilgrimage. Turn Asu Rock to the altar of prayer. Because I don't know what is actually the problem. For you to become a stardom, a superstar in Nigeria, if you didn't go to the streets, go through the streets, and love possibly smile on you. There's no government structure that can lead you to stardom. Take the lives of so many of them all over the world. Are we talking about the Nollywood industry? Are we talking about the movie industry? Are we talking about the football, the soccer industry? Or which industry will you say that the functionality has given Nigerians what they are or what they will become? Check it.
The athletes complained that some of them had to pay millions of naira to be taken to Olympics.
Bros, do not rule out the truth.
Have our sport been politicized?
Very. Didn't you see they were borrowing bicycle? A Nigerian athlete had to borrow bicycle so that he can compete. A whole night, how much is bicycle in the first place? Oh, okay, they want to tell us that they didn't know the guy was going to compete in the Olympics.
They said it was unexpected. That they just called it after the Olympics have started.
That is what they are always saying, unexpected. And Nigeria is always unexpected, as if there was no independence. There was no foundation. When you talk about something that's unexpected, it has to do with miracle. But there is a level of our civility has been ridiculed by the functionality of our knowledge. How do we approach it? How do we push it? We have millions of professors all over the world. Nobody can function. The country is dying.
Even the sport is gone.
Do you know what the international community, the international media reported when the guy went and borrowed bicycle to compete in Olympics? God forbid.
Nigerian cyclists. Or Nigerian cyclists.
I'm telling you.
Nigerian cyclists.
You know what was reported?
Why are Nigerian?
The guy have to stood and was waving people that he has what it takes. He has the ability, he has the competence to compete as a cyclist. The German government have to gather and be able to give you one bicycle.
Or Nigerian man.
And 12 billion was budgeted. And that is a miracle government. But now Nigeria does not understand the philosophy of a miracle, the ideology of a miracle. It does not have multiplying effect when you talk about how to advance leadership. Look at the protest. You know, you were saying something. We digested it, we feasted on it, we look at it deeply. What is the resultant effect of the protest? Now we are going to phase 2, according to Sowore. Possibly to give the government a space for proper economic adjustment, so that they continue to reactivate some of those policies. But if they fail to do that and the whole thing continues, I would advise Sowore that we should understand that we have to live with the darker mess of the APC government.
We have to absorb it like that
Me,
because we have no choice. Are we slaves even in our own country?
me.
Are we slaves even in this our country?
You do not understand. You know, when I say this, that
Don't we have right to push for a change?
No, of course, me, I agree with you. We do. That's the honest truth. Eh? But pushing for change has its limits, and the protesters have gone to that limit.
Without achieving anything.
The only thing that achieved is the dented. They have already dented the image of this government. That's the only thing they have achieved. But do you know that with financial war chest, that dent can be washed overnight, and the trend continues. But even if it is ordinary jump, we should have meditated. But I told you people that for a president of a nation to fall down on the democracy day is a signal. The image of the country is being interpreted when we're able to advance in international competition. Okay, I repeat, when Nigeria break, you know, we had Abacha as at that time when Nigeria hit the Guinness Book of Records. If you go to that, they will say, who is the president of Nigeria when Nigerians broke the Guinness Book of Records? They will say, it's Sani Abacha. But listen, on that note alone, I can tell you that Nigeria recorded over 100 foreign direct investment in Nigeria as a result of that. Watch now whether they are going to prove the 90 billion, or the president, like he just rightly said, that he's not interested in handling any other sector of the economy. What is interested is the economy. Until he survives the economy of Nigeria, then you begin to look the other way, whether this one will work or this one will work or the other one will work at the end of the day.
Thank you. I don't know if you agree with the South Africans who have called us a failed giant of Africa. You know, haven't chased one of our own. I can't recall her name, but she's an Igbo girl who tried to represent the South African in a beauty pageant. They said that she doesn't represent their ideology. She cannot speak for them because they are not corrupt. Is this not one too many? Is this not an insult from South Africans, considering the fact that we once helped them sustain a democracy?
The British helped us to become independent, as the help paid off. No. You see, what is happening currently now is that we need to understand that where we are now, we can always say that South Africa benefited more. There's no need of rejecting somebody who has an origin and a trace. Consider the fact that we sweated and let steam to save the life of Nelson Mandela, that what South Africa is enjoying today. Mbazulike, the late Mbazulike, Amete Mbazulike, was the one who smuggled Nelson Mandela to Enugu when they were about to kill him. An Igbo man. He stayed in Enugu for more than 1 year. And Nelson Mandela was kept and protected in the east. While the movement continued, the ANC continued. If you read the Long Walk to Freedom written by Nelson Mandela, you will discover that the hand that liberated South Africa from the white minority, the problem is that the minority is ruling over the majority. We contributed militarily and otherwise. Nigeria contributed until after so many years, Nelson Mandela regained freedom. And even when he regained freedom, he left a legacy. What is the legacy? If they were pushing him, go for second time, he said, no, I'm not interested. It was even by force that they made him president of South Africa at that time. Because the world wanted something that they would have offered him. You don't need to blame South Africa for anything. It's because Nigerian image has been battered. Nigeria has what nothing. Nigeria does not deserve to be called the giant of Africa because we are not role model for anything in terms of political.
So you agree with the insult coming from South Africa?
They are trying it because they know very well the amount of investment, stolen funds that have been invested in South Africa by Nigerian politicians. And they know that most of the Nigerian politicians, go on vacation in South Africa. They see them. They see how they lavish natural wealth recklessly. Nigeria has not been able to show that strength of the as the continent leader in terms of trying to make sure that Africa is in unity for infrastructural and human development that would even complement as that this guy they try. Well, when somebody say this guy they try, that is the image we are talking about. Of what image of Nigeria? Those things affect. When you're walking on the street in South Africa, they say, this is a Nigerian. What comes into your mind? What comes into your mind is corruption. Corrupt people. It is just by the grace of God that you see some of these positions, some of these footballers of Nigerian extraction, and trying to make an even. If it was based on what the system has laid down on, somewhere along the line, they would have died. So, if South Africa is reacting like that, have you seen one day where Nigerians stood and attacked South Africans in Nigeria, even when they were domiciled here? They never did it. But today, they are attacking Nigerians in South Africa every now and then. Irrespective that South Africa is being seen as the Europe of Africa. But the amount of infrastructure the white men left in South Africa is 100 of what is happening, what they are saying here in Nigeria. Yeah, go on, look at it. The only thing that is giving us as if we are doing like this, we do like this small, is the colonial status Lagos State has as an image. In the east, nothing. In the north, nothing. In the west, nothing. Which city can you boast in Nigeria that have the same infrastructural assessment like Lagos city? Or normally, we are supposed to have this kind of atmosphere that Lagos is trying to advance to in all the 36 states of the federation. Yes, but we don't have it. Ordinary stadium, no maintenance, nothing, everything. Unless God just help you, just find your way outside. But by omission or commission, grace came, and from there you liberate yourself. If not, you see these guys. Look at the recent interview granted by Sowore at Punch newspaper. Go and look at what Sowore was talking about. He said, we continue to leave these men here. The destruction of the Nigerian state will continue endlessly. That if they feel that, okay, they say that he has been, listen, during the Abacha days when he was unilag, an activist, nobody accused him of taking this sponsor. Till this very moment, how many years again? The same thing we are talking about is what we have been repeating over and over and over again. So, it's not about what the government is saying. I think at a point, we should spend more time in building the consciousness of the black man. We don't have light, no electricity. You know how much you are running on gas or diesel or fuel on daily basis.
In fact, this is what the South African call us. They call us generator republic.
Generator generation. I do know why they see Nigerians as lily-livered people because of religion. If not the spread of the gospel in Nigeria that has calmed and built motivation of hope on people. Bros, every day there will be massacre. It's not a joke. I'm telling you something they cannot tell you somewhere. This kind of resources are in Nigeria, and we are not even behaving like South Africans. No, South Africans will revolt. But go and look at what happened when the ANC came up. When the white brought gun, but you see the crowd. Go and watch Sarafina. Go and watch the movie Sarafina. You see how resilient South Africans were to take power from the minority.
So Nigerians we are what? Because I'm trying to get what the message you're passing.
Bro, what I'm trying to say to Nigerians is very clear. I think political leadership has failed to liberate Nigeria. National Orientation Agency fails. Cultural, Pan-African,
cultural groups,
social-cultural groups. Let the Nigerian youth, the likes of Sowore, Deji, and some of them begin to toe the line of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Because when Sowore visited Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, when he came back, he initiated revolution. Now, go and check it now. Because he got information. Okay, the whole pastors in Nigeria is saying that it's like there's something there in Aso Rock that maybe we should turn it to prayer mountain. But China took the principles of God and developed China. Japan took the principles. But they're not even worshiping God the way we want. But the principles that has to do with creation and divinity is what is driving the issue. And somebody will sit down in the office and say he's a bureaucrat. Bureaucrat does not put more, does not make you an innovative, does not fix their thinking capacity. They are creating laziness. They are weakening Nigerian youth the more. They are weakening their nation the more. They are weakening the struggle for survival, the quest for necessity. They are continuing to weaken it, and they call themselves governors, presidents, senators. The reflection is what you just see, what you just saw in Paris.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chibu.